تعلم الإنجليزية من خلال القصص المترجمة. الجزء الأول The Gardener's Son and the Old Fox Fairy Tale. Once upon a time, there was an old gardener and his 3 sons living in a small kingdom. The old gardener worked in the palace garden. In the garden, there was a tree with golden apples. The king loved this tree and used to check it every day and count the golden apples. The old gardener took very good care of the golden apples tree. One day, the king noticed that one of the apples was missing. He was very upset about the loss of his golden apple and became very angry. He called his ministers and asked them what to do. His minister said, "Have the gardener watch the tree all night and catch the thief." The old gardener asked his eldest son to guard the tree. His eldest son said, "Father, I will stay awake all night and catch the thief." The eldest son sat under the tree and waited to see who was stealing the apples. Right before midnight, he became so tired that he fell asleep. In the morning, he went home and told his father, "I stayed up all night, but I did not see the thief." The king counted the apples that day and found out that another apple was missing. The king was very angry and he called the gardener. The gardener said, "I am sorry, Your Majesty. My eldest son stayed up all night, but he did not see the thief. I am going to ask my second son to guard the tree tonight and catch the thief." The second son sat by the golden apple tree and waited. Just like his brother, he was not able to stay awake and fell asleep. The next day, another apple was missing. The king was furious and yelled at the old gardener, "If you do not find out who is stealing my apples, I will put you in jail for the rest of your life." The gardener went home feeling very scared and worried. His youngest son said, "Father, I will guard the tree and catch the thief." The gardener was hesitant and did not want his youngest son to guard the tree. He was afraid his youngest son would be harmed. The gardener said, "Your elder brothers are big and strong, but they could not catch the thief. You are my youngest son, and I don't want you to risk your life to catch the thief." But the youngest son said, "Please, father, let me try. We need to catch the thief, or the king will put you in jail." The gardener agreed to let his youngest son guard the golden apples tree. The youngest son sat under the tree and waited. Right after midnight, the sky turned red. A beautiful golden bird flew towards the tree. It sat on a branch and started pecking at one of the golden apples. The youngest son shot an arrow at the bird, but the bird flew away. One feather dropped from the bird's tail and fell to the ground. The feather was shiny as if it was made of gold. The gardener took the feather and gave it to the king. The king's minister said this feather is worth more than all the treasures in the kingdom. The king's eyes were so wide with joy and greed. He said to the gardener, "Send your sons to go search for this golden bird and bring it back to me." The gardener's eldest son went out of the kingdom in search of the golden bird. When he reached the woods, he saw an old fox. The eldest son drew his bow and arrow and wanted to shoot the fox. The fox begged the eldest son not to hurt him and said, "If you spare my life, I will give you a good advice. When you go inside the woods, you will reach a village with 2 inns. One of the inns looks big and new, and the other one looks poor and shabby. Spend your night in the old and dirty inn. Don't go into the big inn." The eldest son said, "I don't want to take advice from an old fox like you." He shot his arrow at the old fox, but the fox escaped and went hiding into the dark wood. The eldest son walked all day in the woods, so he became very tired. Suddenly, he saw a light from far away. He walked towards the light and saw a beautiful inn. He heard people inside singing and laughing. Opposite this inn, he saw an old inn that was dark and gloomy. He thought to himself, "I will go into the new inn. I feel tired, cold, and hungry. I want to eat good food and sleep in a warm bed." He went into the inn and started eating and singing. He forgot all about the golden bird and his country too. The gardener waited for a week. But his eldest son did not return. He sent his second son to go look for his brother and the golden bird. The second son saw the fox, and like his brother, he did not want to take the good advice. When he reached the two inns, he saw his brother sitting by the window. His brother waved at him from the window and invited him to come to the inn where people were singing and feasting. The second son joined his brother and forgot about the golden bird and his country. The old gardener waited for another week, but his second son did not return. The youngest son asked his father to let him go search for the golden bird. The gardener was hesitant and did not want his youngest son to go in search of the golden bird. He was afraid his youngest son would be lost, just like his other two brothers. The gardener said, "Your elder brothers are big and strong, but they could not bring the golden bird. You are my youngest son, and I don't want you to go and not come back like your brothers." But the youngest son said, "Please, father, let me go. I will find the golden bird and bring back my two brothers with me too." The gardener agreed to let his youngest son go to fetch the golden bird and hopefully bring back his two elder brothers too.